Good evening, traders. Happy Friday. As always, I hope everyone had a fine trading day. I had a pretty good end to the week after a really strong start. A slight slump in the middle of the week. Wednesday wasn't great. Thursday was pretty good. And then had an absolute peach to the end of the week on. I had a sale on the course and lifetime access this week, which ends tonight. Really, this isn't a moneymaker in the slightest. And I'm mainly looking to recruit good serious traders, the ones who are dedicated to making trading a full-time career and follow what I'm saying will be fine. It's just a matter of time and practice. Some will fall by the wayside, which is inevitable in trading. You know, the percentage of consistently profitable traders is tiny, and then some will really show their worth and rise to the top. And this is the last group of talented people I'm really trying to find with this kind of recruitment drive, as it were. I mentioned before the aim of this group is to raise enough seed capital by Q2 next year to start like a long-short multi-strategy fund and have this registered offshore by hopefully the end of June 2023. So I need good people. We'll raise the money from prop returns, primarily trading FX. But I'll also be looking for traders with skill sets in commodities, index futures, convertible arbitrage, whatever it might be. Traders that are interested in taking their trading to the next level and bringing in outside investors. I mean, this will be a challenge, of course, not just raising the capital, getting a track record, but also marketing the fund. I used to work in the industry, and investors will be digging deep into your stats, correlation with other assets, risk-adjusted returns, people, process, you name it. So it is a lofty goal, but I think it's achievable. So if you are interested, please get in touch and join the group and DM me. Now, part of the reason why I talk about catching the main intraday swings is that positioning larger sizes in the market, say 200, 400 lots, with your value at risk isn't going to be easy. We'll need high conviction in the ideas and have a definable edge in whatever market you're trading. Trading 200 lots for a 10 pip scalp is going to be nearly impossible to have a consistent edge in, hence why I trade why I do. So getting to the morning analysis, first of all. Morning analysis is just really where I kind of show my levels and give a broad overview of what I think of the day. So higher time frame charts, the CGU is all trending down every time frame, supply, lots of supply above, so it's pretty clear there that what the situation is going to be. Dixie, kind of annoyingly, it created this grab yesterday above the 23rd of August high and above the last main weekly swing high. So some retrace of this is going to be inevitable during the day. So catching that main last swing low in GU, I don't think it's going to happen. Well, it didn't happen today. So all supply on GU, shorts probably best. Dixie smashed all the highs yesterday, so we'll keep an eye on what the likely next move is. Intraday charts coming. That's just all my levels, and we'll just kind of think about things during the day. Be aware of the gap on Dixie right here. These can usually be filled on the day, not always, but usually, and they sometimes act as support and resistance. Be aware of how GU is moving in response to the dollar. Is it more bearish when Dixie moves up? Is it static when Dixie moves down? And this will give you an indication of the pound's relative strength. And I say NFP days, usually one to sit out, but I still watch for opportunities because for me it's always been okay usually to catch a trade or two. So I'm getting to the charts. I wake up late. I don't intend trading, so I'm by the charts at like 7:30, well into the Frankfurt session, and there was an opportunity. If we just get into M1, we'll let it play out. I suppose we should show Dixie first. But 7 a.m. it's just filling this fair value gap, so kind of trending down, and we've got several kind of demand levels that it could react off of. So although Dixie's moving down with quite some momentum, GU is quite reluctant to move up. So I'm looking at shorts primarily, and I decided to sidestep this one mainly because I wasn't really at the charts and ready for it, but there was an opportunity there to go short below these de facto Asia lows. I'm not sure if anyone caught that or what the situation was. I'm sure somebody did. So we'll speed things up a bit. And the first thing I'm thinking of is a short above the Asia high in H1 supply. Frankfurt high is created, taken out briefly, and then shoots up above Asia high, but no real confirmation yet. If you had managed to grab this trade, it was within the confines of setup 1, confirmation 2. You could have, say, traded up to the Asia high for 25 pips. That's, you know, pretty decent trade. And this is around the time when I take my first trade. So we've moved above the Asia high and we start creating a lot of bearish imbalances. And the idea with this kind of confirmation is to wait for a retest of one of the imbalances. And I get it just before this 24.0 and end up going short. Targeting, I think I targeted the daily open or even the Frankfurt low, I forget. I have to go back. But also have this Frankfurt open price moved up, which ended up supporting. So my style of trading is primarily concerned with session, daily, weekly open highs, lows and closes. So I'm also aware of open and close prices as well of each session. I don't use Frankfurt open as a key level in my lexicon yet, so but I'm watching it. It's under observation, and it probably will become a key level soon, based on the way it reacted today. So I'm short here on the retest of the 24.0. I think a couple others got in with me. And there's the retest. And only 16 pips to Frankfurt open, so I'm at least thinking like, well, 20 pips to daily open down to this old demand. And there it just doesn't pan out, unfortunately. Frankfurt open holds as a support. I haven't taken profit by this point and end up, you know, closing for a meager profit down here. Dixie still dropping like a rock, but GU just kind of moving sideways in this range. Really kind of reluctant to move up, so I'm still pretty much short focused. I do get another opportunity up here. So we get a break above this M15 swing high, and London high has been broken. Well, that was London high at the time. That's the new London high. And I get confirmation in terms of this 56.0 imbalance. So I take it on the retest and I'm short. And this one I end up holding just before NFP open at 130. So I asked the group, like I polled everyone and I said, you know, should I hold this before NFP and just hope for a crash down? And thankfully my better judgment got hold of me and I closed it like right before NFP, probably only a couple of minutes before actually, for about 30 pips. So that was a decent trade. Let's say, took profit around, I feel like it was around here, but yeah. NFP did its thing, would have taken me out completely had I stuck with it. And you can try and gamble here if you want. It's not really something you can have an edge in. Try to just gamble volatility. Maybe some people can do it, I can't. I think a lot of people after the NFP event kind of give up, but usually you get a good move once the market has decided its direction. If we take a look at Dixie at this time, at 130, we've found support on this M15 demand, but it does eventually move down to this next demand where I get my move. So we'll see this in GU play out. So what are we getting? We're getting this distribution pattern. I'm talking about a possible like up thrust after distribution, maybe to short. So that's kind of what I'd set in a layer here. I went to do something else. It doesn't break this high really at any point. So I'm just kind of watching it in the background, see what happens. And now we do find supply here, which breaks structure eventually. So that's it. That's the good sign of weakness. That's pretty decent. So I actually don't look at order flow at this stage, not for any particular reason. I think there was some good absorption at the point that I did take the trade. I just use price action really. I'm looking for a retest of this M1 demand to get in short. Usually it's within this kind of 62 to 79 fib range. And yeah, get my short around here. I post this all in the chat with evidence, before it happens, as it happens, etc. So you can go back and check that if you don't believe me. And I end up taking most of the profit around here and leaving a runner down to yesterday's low. So that turned out to be the kind of prime move of the day, which is pretty good. And if you notice something, when we find demand, we actually go to fill this gap. So it's kind of knew it was going to happen today, and usually when it does it in one large impulse, and it'll do it when you least expect it, like at the end of the day when everyone's given up. So that's how I kind of got most of my money today. Yeah, that's it, and that brings us kind of to the present moment. So pretty good week overall. I reached my target early on, and everything else was just a bonus. And we'll have to see what next week brings. I haven't really thought about it, but I'm sure it'll be quite interesting. We've still got that weekly swing low intact. We'll see if GU wants to break that, what Dixie wants to do. We're still on a heavy uptrend. We see here, just it's an uptrend in every single time frame. So, GU moving further down would not surprise me one bit. But we'll just have to see. I think I'll be positioning short based on what I can see at the moment. But we treat every day as it comes. We're intraday traders. I'm not a swing trader at all. Not for GU anyway. But that's it. So hope you got something useful from this video. Feel free to contact me on Discord. My name's Jeff T. The Cable Traders on Instagram. Please like, comment, subscribe, and whatever. Do all that on YouTube, and that'll help me out. So Thanks everyone, and I will see you next week. Hope you all have a great weekend.